You did make it to 2021. Do you have any bold predictions for 2021 as far as the wrestling world is concerned? I ask this question every year. Normally, you're not on the show to discuss it with me. You know me. I never really make any predictions.
Yeah, this kid doesn't want to put his name out there, so when he's totally wrong, I feel like you've done it before.
Exactly.
So wrong that you're like, just like stop doing it, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, it's not just that I'm wrong. It's just that I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a very creative person in the sense that I can't come up with things that I think are going to happen. I can tell you things that I want to see happen. For example, I would love to see Samoa Joe get back in the ring this year. He has not wrestled for the company on TV since fucking like January or February. I would like to see him back in action. Not sure how likely that is. That's one thing. I want to see the 24/7 championship just completely gone from the show. It's such a complete waste of time. I wrote down a list of a bunch of things I want to see happen. I don't remember them off the top of my head. I'd have to go back and look at the list. But is there anything off the top of your head, Mr. Marceau, that you want to see happen in 2021?
Definitely don't want to see Drew and Goldberg for the titles of WrestleMania. I sent that to you. That is definitely not what I want to see happen. That'd be terrible. So I'm out on that. Someone new. I think someone new winning the Royal Rumble would be cool for men and women. Like someone that like has never won like a world title or really contended for one. I think that'd be pretty neat.
Like Drew last year.
Yeah, like Drew last year. That was pretty cool. Like they actually made a star out of him out of someone new for once. Use the Money in the Bank. Like actually use it correctly this year. I mean. I listened to their show yesterday, and a lot of people are like, "Well, just because you win doesn't mean you should win the belt anyways." Like, which I completely agree. But I feel like lately the Money in the Bank, like it's like a curse winning it because you just lose a lot and then you never cash in correctly. So that would be pretty neat. Pushing NXT talent if they get called up correctly. I mean, from last year, I couldn't remember anyone that got called up last year that actually had a good year. I mean, Ricochet's. I think he's buried in my backyard right now. So. It just like improve a lot and just don't go back to your old ways. But nothing like set in stone prediction wise. I'll probably like draft up an article or one or a little bit.
Oh yeah, like I completely forgot about that.
It's like a yearly thing, you know. I spend a little bit of time.
Got to keep the tradition alive.
Those are things that are never going to happen. So, but no, I just. For WWE, at least, like, just don't go to your old ways. I feel like they always do that, and that's, like, just, like, makes the show unbearable. So, like, don't do that. Like, continue to make new stars. I understand that whole pandemic and shit, like, everything sucks, and it's tough and stuff like that, and ratings clearly aren't there, and people aren't watching, but gotta start at the ground level and build your way up. So, even if it sucks right now, just turn it around, and you get the product the right direction, and then you start moving into crowds again. I think you can regain some of that audience that you lost because of the pandemic, and then go on the up. If you continue the way you're going, it's just going to continue to go down until just even the fucking hardcore people stop watching. So, but AEW though, I feel like they're doing pretty good. I mean, I bitch a lot about it, but
well, I mean, like get rid of I don't know if I would get rid of it, but at least drastically overhaul the win-loss record shit because it's like it just doesn't make any sense. That would be my thing. That's not a quick fix, though, unless they completely get rid of it. Yeah, that's
not a quick fix. Just keep pushing the right people. I feel like they seemed to like they were going to start pushing like some newer people, like Hangman, MJF seemed like they're going to get pushed, and that's kind of fell on the wayside at this point. I mean, Omega's been good. The Bucks. Darby, I mean, Darby's surprised a lot of people. I think he's one of their breakout superstars. He hasn't really done a lot since he's won the belt. I mean, he's had like those conversations with Team Taz, but nothing really concrete. I think he can be one of the breakout guys, especially in 2021. But just pushing the right people. I think they had the right direction with MJF and Hangman, and maybe they didn't think they were ready, vice versa. But it's one of those things, like we always say, got to strike when the iron's hot. I think some of these guys have been at the right position. They just didn't pull the trigger, and then they kind of fell down. And like they both were at a high point, and now they just dropped once that happened. So that's a WWE thing they do a lot as well. When someone should win the belt, I understand people say they might not be ready, but like you don't know they're ready until they get there. So it's like giving them a shot, especially with the pandemic. People are like, oh, like this year sucked. Drew was a champion. Like he was a great champion. Just like the way that everything, the roller coaster unfolded, just didn't work out for him. But any other year, I feel like he would have had a really great year, and people would have been behind him. I mean, there's always those people that would have turned their backs on him once he won the belt, but I think
that's inevitable. Yeah,
Well, yeah, he would have won the belt, and by June they would have wanted him to lose the belt already normally, because people just want new and change so quickly that they don't like cherish what they have already. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's a quick glance.
Quick glance at RJ's 2 cents for what he expects to happen or wants to happen in 2021. I completely agree. I didn't create a wish list for AEW. I wrote down a couple things I want to see happen in WWE. I didn't make one for AEW just because there's really not a lot of things I would be like, oh, I really, really want to see this, or there's this one person I really think they should sign. Marty Scurll, for example. He got fired from Ring of Honor. Not fired, that's the wrong word to use. They mutually went their separate ways. The Ring of Honor and Marty Scurll the other day. I honestly don't see him going to AEW. Do you?
No, I don't believe so. It seems like I'm just going to say no.
Is he damaged goods at this point?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say so too. But yeah, so what I was going to say was in terms of talent acquisitions, I think they built up a pretty great roster for themselves in 2020. It's a matter of how they use those people going forward. I guess the only other thing aside from the whole win-loss record stuff is making that second show, which they announced, I think about a year ago, I forgot exactly when it was, that they were making a second show that wouldn't be dark, but we need a second show a la SmackDown in like 99, 2000, 2001, that they can use to showcase all this additional talent they've had join the company in 2020, because I feel like the women's division, as great as their roster is, the women's division still needs a lot of work. They have a lot of tag teams that only really get airtime on Dark and never really on Dynamite. There's just not enough television time, and that's fine, but they can use that additional television time with whatever that second show is to showcase those stars. So hopefully we get that at some point in 2021. There's been no update on when we're going to be getting it or where or what it's going to be, but hopefully we get an update on that soon. My WWE wish list for 2021, I think I've said this on hashtag before because I remember reading these off somewhere, but real quickly, some things that I would like to see happen, not more so predictions. But I just mentioned the Samoa Joe one. King Corbin, it's gotta go. The King shit has gotta go. I don't even mind, what are their names? Wesley, Blake, and Steve Cutler being with Corbin. I actually don't really mind that, but the whole King shit has gotta go. Speaking of King of the Ring, stuff like that, Queen of the Ring, I know was rumored at one point for 2020, had to be canceled, I believe due to the pandemic. I would love to see that become a thing. I know they're doing the Women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic this year. That's awesome, and I think NXT's a great place to do that. But they should bring back the Queen of the Ring and have it be like a Mae Young Classic in 2021, but you can use stars from NXT, Raw, SmackDown, indie people, a lot like the Mae Young Classic, but using stars from other, brands as well. Undisputed Era, Rhea Ripley being on the main roster, I feel is inevitable. Damian Priest as well. We'll kind of get to that in the NXT review. Naomi, I think, would be a great fit for the Hurt Business. We have not seen nearly enough of her in 2020. I know she got hurt a bunch of times. She's taken time off for various things. They also had nothing for her at a few different points. I know that was teased at one point. I would like to see that. Rey and Dominic Mysterio winning tag team gold together, I feel, is inevitable. Whether it be at WrestleMania or another time, I think that'd be cool to see. And also getting rid, as I said earlier, of the 24/7 championship, which is a complete waste of time.